We've even got the German.
I like it. It reminds me of kind of like the 80s synthy pop from Germany. That's good. Feels right at home.
Good vibes, right?
Here's the best part.
All right.
All right. Dimitri here, back again with MITA Unshackled with our co-hosts.
Destiny Nicole of MITA and Ari Munoz.
And we're pleased to be here in ICBC Berlin. It's been a great conference, and we're meeting lots of industry experts and thought leaders from around the globe here in Berlin. And we're pleased to have an individual with us who represents a company that we've grown to know and love over the years, BOVEDA. And welcome to our podcast, Benjamin.
Benjamin,
BOVEDA.
yes. Yeah, that's it. He said it right. So that's kind of like the big debate. So we actually have marketing material where you have the pronunciation of it, and it's actually boveda because it comes from Spanish word la bóveda, which is the vault. Okay,
La
so
bóveda.
La bóveda is the vault.
La
And
Bóveda.
La Bóveda sounds sexy. I like that. La Bóveda.
La
Bóveda.
Bóveda.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm German. For me, everything sounds sexy, right? If it's not German. So.
You know what? That's one way to look at it.
It's not foreign.
Everything
It's
is
foreign.
up.
Hey.
You know, maybe the world would be a little bit more exciting for me if I was German. Anyways,
Maybe, but maybe not.
no, you guys have Berlin is an exciting place.
It's a nice place. I
So,
agree.
so Benjamin, tell us about yourself first, then we'll
Yeah.
get into Boveda because I love talking about Boveda. I think you can eat this one, right?
You could. Well, I wouldn't eat it because there's the film, like the membrane that we use.
Yeah.
It's not very
Don't
digestive.
eat that.
What do
You
you guys
hungry?
just have to
Yeah.
switch off my phone real quick.
No,
Sorry about that.
No, I love this stuff. So Benjamin, you are German. You
It's
represent
actually DHL. It's trying to get me because we still have some stuff in customs. So
Oh no.
So DHL Boveda. Boveda, obviously, you have been involved with Boveda since when?
it's probably close to 5 years now. But I know them for much longer because before I joined Boveda, I had my own cigar company here in Germany. I'm still a shareholder, but I'm not active anymore in the company. And as you know, Boveda started 25 years ago in the cigar industry themselves. So and we were one of the biggest resellers.
You guys knew that?
Cigars, yeah.
You're both shaking your heads.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're in
Sorry,
all
you
the
know.
cigar packs.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yeah,
go
so
ahead.
this is so the roots of Boveda in the cigar industry, and it's this year is the 25th anniversary actually. So it's
Happy
Boveda's
birthday.
been there for a long time, and I fell in love with the products as soon as I learned about them, really, because I'm very lazy. Okay, so I'm very lazy, and I'm very anxious too. So it's a bad combination. Okay, so and
honey, I love you because I'm lazy.
yes, I'm still here because I'm lazy.
Honestly.
Love you for different reasons, but it's because it's really like a no worry like approach, right? You just throw it into your humidor, and
Right.
that's the end of the story. Or you throw it into your stash with your bud now with the cannabis products that we have, and you don't have to think about it anymore. Because usually
let
when
it
you're a
sit.
cigar smoker, you're always concerned about the humidity of your tobacco, right? And then and everybody is like that, and this is just taken out of the equation 100%. by
Grab the
using-
nug and it like disintegrates in your hand, right?
Yeah, that's it. And with cannabis, it's even more important because at the end of the day, the terpenes that you lose, when your bud is over dried, they're also part of the magic, right? And if you
Right.
lose that, not only it doesn't taste like anything, it's really shitty actually.
Yeah.
But the effect that the terpenes have, like in this entire spiel with the cannabinoids and stuff, you lose that as well, right? So it's even more important to keep the magic of the flower and you store it at the right humidity at the end. And of course, if it's too moist, you can lose everything to mold. So you need a product actually that will keep it right in that corridor, right there, to keep it perfect. And this is what Boveda does for 25 years. And we just happen to be in a bunch of industries because of that. We basically a one-trick pony. We just do that at different humidity levels. We have one for tobacco, one for cannabis. We have some for like wooden appliances, like for if you have a violin
Nice.
or a guitar and you want it to sound the same regardless of the ambient moisture.
That's awesome.
If you're a musician, let's say, right? Or if you travel, or we have customers. One of my favorite customers is they have like kendo, like this martial art kendo. They have these wooden swords,
Yeah.
and apparently, like if the sword is too dry, it gets brittle and it can break into. If you hit somebody over the head, it just breaks.
Oh, wow.
And you want
It's
to
not
avoid it. You want to hit somebody really hard and not break your sword, right?
Right.
So, and this is why they use Boveda with these kendo swords. They have a specific name. Apologies, I don't remember the name. And we have a
interesting.
customer that use it for alligator eggs, I think, and stuff like
Alligator
this.
eggs.
Yeah.
You might need one for your machete, Dimitri.
Yeah, that might work. How long do these last for?
So rule of thumb is usually 3 to 4 months, but it obviously depends on how you use them. So if you just leave them here on the table, they will dry out quicker. Because how they work is based on osmosis. So whenever the ambient humidity diverts from what's on that pouch, in this case 62%, water on the inside would evaporate from the pouch, right? And then if it's too moist, excess humidity would be absorbed by the pouch as well. So you always have stable conditions inside of your container. And this pouch now would try to humidify the entire room, and then obviously it wouldn't be able
would
to
dry
do
out.
it. It would dry out much quicker, yeah.
So this you sell these in a lot of different numbers here.
Yeah.
What are the different numbers you sell them in?
So we
Percentages.
I think it starts at like 35-ish, if I'm not mistaken, and it goes up to 84%. So there's a whole like 15 different levels I think that we have.
And it says 62 RH. What's a RH?
Relative humidity. So so this will create an ambient moisture of 62% relative humidity. Yeah, and whenever the ambient humidity diverges from that 62%, this pouch would get active, if you so will, and water would evaporate or would be absorbed. Yeah.
So this bag actually keeps it, all in there. Doesn't once you
Yes.
open it is when it gets
Yes.
activated.
Yes. So it's always active. It's always active. As I said, it's based on osmosis. You can like switch it on or off. It will always work, but you just have to maintain enough moisture in that pouch in order to have it really working. Okay, when it's too dry or when it's too moist, it's not able to keep the balance at the.
Are they reusable?
So so there's an official answer that's no, because you have to buy a new one. Okay, but but we advertise these pouches as with the capability of also absorbing excess moisture. Sorry.
So absorb as well.
Yeah, So if you put this in a high humidity environment,
Right.
this would really like get like really full,
Super
like
fat.
a
Right.
pillow. So it
So-
absorbs. It goes both ways. Yes.
So in theory, I could take a whole truckload of used Boveda from Arizona,
Yeah.
low humidity,
Yeah.
drive to Mississippi with it,
Yeah.
sit there for a week,
Yes.
let it juice up, and then
Yes.
drive back to Arizona.
In theory, yes. I have an even better idea. So what you do is, so you take the 62 when it's dried out, you take a high barrier bag, like a Mylar bag or something like this, throw it in. Then you go to a shop, you buy an 84% Boveda, you throw it back in with and zip
I
it,
see.
and you just leave it for
You
2
see
weeks,
how he
and then
just
it's
double sold us?
Right.
That was smooth.
That's
So would you use a different percentage of
This
RH
is why he's the
based on
number one guy at
products?
Boveda now.
yeah.
The plug.
If people would listen to me, yes. But they don't.
What's your official title with Boveda?
Head of International Relations officially, because think of Boveda, we're a small company, right? And it's and the international team, we cover the world, is 3 people. So we have 2 that are working in the United States, and we have of course some support, from other teams. But at the end, like entire sales for international, and that's all the countries outside of the United States and Canada is just 3 people.
I'm waiting.
Nice.
I'm waiting for this one to chime in that she's going to add that to her business card.
Yes.
She gives.
Yeah, no.
How many titles did you have?
Like 4 right now.
Chief
Yeah.
of Ingoing Outcomes.
Right.
No,
Yes.
She could be director of international relations.
There we go.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we changed it because in the beginning it said international sales, and when I and would send people an email, they're like, the sales guy, I don't want to talk to him. So we changed it to international
Ah.
relations,
Sounds better.
which also is in case because now I also speak to regulators, because we have different regulatory regimes, obviously, when it comes to humidity and cannabis, medicinal cannabis. So I'm also active in that public policy process as well. So it's more fitting actually than just sales.
That's
and,
awesome.
And for those people who don't understand, the importance of humidity and humidity levels with cannabis, why is it such an important thing?
It's first
Save
of all,
the terps.
yeah. First of all, I
just
think we
about
can
the terps?
we can all agree that dry weed just sucks.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
It's terrible.
The flavor, the smell,
Doesn't
the
hit us
texture.
good.
Yes,
Right.
yes, texture, and then if you
Flavor,
smoke
smell,
it, and then if you
texture.
smoke it, it's really scratchy because it burns really hot, right? So it burns fast and hot. So in order to avoid that, so basically the rule is you have to store cannabis between a moisture level of 55% relative humidity and 65% relative.
Facts.
because below 55, you lose all the volatiles like terpenes. It's just accelerated loss, evaporation of everything that you have and you love, all the flavors, all the smells, right? The good whiff that you get actually when you smell a bag full of cannabis, it's actually bad because when you can smell it, it means it's not in the bud anymore. Makes sense, right? So
In the air.
So it's gone, and it's not coming back. Okay, so in order to prevent that, you have to store it above a water activity of 0.55 or 55% relative humidity. And you need an upper limit, of course, because if it's too moist, you can lose everything to mold or mildew or whatnot. Like microbial pollution will just happen. And below that 65% threshold, you just stop the microbial activity, basically, right? And so this is why you have to keep it within that corridor to have a high quality and safe product at the same time. And luckily, BOVEDA, we do that for 25 years. Our product is doing exactly this. So we keep it, anything, virtually, at a stable humidity level. And we started with tobacco 25 years ago for the cigars. Then 15 years ago, we got like orders coming in from Northern California. I was like, there are no tobacco companies in Northern California that we know. You know,
15 years ago?
Yeah, 15 years ago. Hey,
Still illegal.
yeah, illegal, yes. And it's like, what do you do? And it's like, yeah, we use it for our herbs. So like, herbs? Oh, that's interesting. What type of herbs? And it's like, it's for like calming and soothing herbs. You know, it's like, oh, that's really interesting. What is that? And it's like, it's for smoking. And they're like, oh, okay, I get it. And these guys, they knew it because they were cigar smokers, so they know the product, that it works and that it's perfect, and they love it, so they use it for cannabis. And they said, well, it's great, but it's a little bit too moist, right? So it's because tobacco you store at around 70% relative humidity usually, and cannabis at around 60%.
Those humidors,
60.
Yeah.
68. I bet I've seen that.
Yeah, 69, 72, like around 70% relative moisture. So but they use the tobacco pouches with the cannabis, which is too moist, and then basically we sent team over and had an analysis, on the cannabis, and then came up with a solution. Luckily, that would fit the cannabis world, like with the 62. Then we have a 58 as well for people who just like their weed a little bit drier, basically.
You guys are gigantic now. You're all over the world. How many countries are you guys in? Like all of them or something? Is that probably getting
not
orders
all.
from everyone.
I wish it was all of them. But I think it's like close to 60 countries probably, yeah.
I've seen some knockoffs too, but you guys are the original.
We're the original. Yeah, I mean, we created this product category, really. That we created this industry. And of course, there are some people, who try to benefit from it, but we've seen it like we do this for 25 years. There were other companies who tried it before. But obviously, now in the times of the internet and stuff, people have a louder voice with very limited resources. You can also have a very loud voice, but it's fine. So BOVEDA is the original. It's really the only product, and that's the truth, that can keep the humidity stable, right, at this level. The other products, they just can't do it. The difference is that while we can use different salts, try not to be too technical because it's really boring. But if you you can use different salts to use different humidity levels. Like here, that's potassium citrate, and we have a sodium chloride for the 75. Sorry.
A little technicality is good because
Yes.
it lets people know why they should contact you to get more.
Yes, and it makes me sound very intelligent too. So and while
product doing all the
other
work.
products use, let's say, glycerin, and glycerin can also be put into virtually any humidity level, like 62 or what, but simply adding or removing moisture from that same compound.
Right.
Okay, which means that you can build the humidity level to a certain degree, but once this pack is active and has to give off moisture or absorb moisture, it will never be at the same humidity again. It's just impossible.
I'm wondering if I put these in my pillow at night, if I'd sleep better.
It might
Are you
fluff it up,
suffering
right?
from
Maybe
like
a water bed.
Yeah, my nose gets dry.
maybe if you just bind it under your nose like this. And just wrap it.
Put it in your face mask.
I get the big ones, the
really large ones.
What are they called? The 320 ones?
Yeah, and also, I mean, they would also cover your face for most part. Maybe that's, I don't know if that's an advantage or not. I'll let you decide.
It might be good to have your voice pretty moist.
No, I like it. Well, I'm a guy. We don't think about moisturizing,
Right, like
Right?
after you've been talking for a long day.
It might make sense. Maybe you guys are
Sleep
going to make
with
some
it.
kind of pillow now.
This is probably invented by a woman. I mean, we know who invented it?
Yes, we know. Yes, it's still active in the company. Actually, it's still family-owned company.
That's awesome.
And the inventors, one is not with us anymore, unfortunately. He died a couple of years ago. But
R.I.P.
the original inventors, yeah, they're still like people who invented this. They're around. Yeah.
Shout them out. Shout them out.
What? Oh, you want to mention their names?
Oh, I can. Yeah, of course. We have our founders like Tim and Sean. They're still active in the company.
Very cool.
You know, so and Bob, obviously Bob Essay. If you listen to this,
Yeah.
he's
Oh, he'll
he's-
see it
Bob.
eventually.
I think I don't know. Yeah, he's in his 80s now, and he was still at the office until recently. It's just he's a great guy.
How
And
many
he
Bob
Bob
smokes cigars, doesn't he?
Bob, I don't even know, to be honest. The rest of the company, they all smoke cigars. I mean, we have smoking rooms
Nice.
in the office. I'm not allowed to say this probably. But
I want to smoke a joint with you,
Cut.
Bob.
Oh, you
At least.
Most cannabis companies have like, well, I mean, they have dab rooms and stuff. So,
yeah.
So do you
like
guys
a
have a
cigar
patent
room.
on
But they're
this?
in Minnesota. I don't know if that's the same thing.
how many people in Boveda? Employees?
We're north of 100 people now.
Yeah.
So, and
seems
when I started, it was like 30, I guess. So it's really just the cannabis industry. It's our biggest market is cannabis right now. And we started with humidors, and now we sell to Curaleaf and Aurora and all these juggernauts that use our products around the globe, right? It's really amazing, yeah.
I have a question. So this, helps with the curing process as well.
Yeah.
Is that something that you guys are looking at later down the road? Is doing something for like a humidor box for curing?
Yeah, so we thought about it, especially since we're in the cigar industry for so long. But at the end of the day, we just stick to what we know best.
Yep.
Right. So we're
course.
we're a one-trick pony, and we do these things. And because also like a humidor has a lot to do with like personal like preference and how you and design and how so it's not really what we do. So we stick to this, and we're really happy with it.
I was thinking, I wish I was a one-trick pony. I mean,
They're like,
You know what?
no trick pony, no, yeah.
no, I mean, problem is my life is I learn a trick and then I move on to the next one. I never
Okay.
quite master that one trick.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, so that I mean, but the
Never a
focus
master of one.
Mm-hmm.
on mastering something to this degree,
Yeah.
it's what makes you guys the best in the industry, and we congratulate you on all your success.
And this is what I love about it. It's not a spectacular product, right? It's very simple, but it does what it says. And it's perfect, right? How it is, and I love it. And it wouldn't have when they asked me if I wanted to work for them, I was like, yes.
Yep.
Yes, because I
Please.
really believe in the product, and the people are also great. Shout out to all the Bavarians out there. So
The
really
Bavarians.
great. No, it's a really great community to be in as well.
This
They've
is
been like, and they have this like company ratings in Minnesota, and they're always in the best rated companies in the area and stuff. So it's
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I love this is like a therapy session for me. Listen to this. I'm like, I am not simple, and I don't do what I say.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to be more like Boveda.
Yes.
Work in
be
progress.
like Boveda.
Set
Be
the
like
example.
Boveda.
Yes.
Save the terps.
Be
the
the
terms.
example. Be simple and do what you say.
Be like Boveda.
So how do people get in touch with you and get in touch with Boveda in general?
Well, easiest way would be just via our website, obviously. If you just Google Boveda or just go bovedainc.com or social media, you just find Boveda Inc. Or I think
Boveda Cannabis.
yeah, so the Boveda Cannabis one has been shut down on Instagram, unfortunately.
Oh
Boo,
no, they
boo,
got you
yeah.
too.
Yes. So there's a new one that I don't remember, I have to say. This is why I'm international relations, I'm not marketing.
Rep.
No, we have a new one, but you'll find it if you look for it on Insta. That's the easiest way. Or on LinkedIn, you can find us. And of course, at every trade show, probably around your corner, there will probably be a trade show or a conference, and you just bump into us and you just talk to us. That's
Come and
very
hang
easy.
out.
You guys definitely get out there. Well, they're fun to play with, and they're also a great product too. So.
Super efficient.
Amazing products. I know
Yes.
you guys send out the little pre-packets if someone wanted to test the product as well.
Yes. So this was that was fun. We labeled it the Boveda Challenge.
Yeah, Boveda
Because a lot of the
Challenge.
people, especially these old school growers everywhere, they're like, I believe what I do is the best thing, and I have very, very strong opinion about my product, which is great. I'm not arguing about this, but so we give, hey, just try it. And we're not trying to convince you of anything, but hey, just try it and see for yourself. So you get like 2 jars, and one from the same cut, basically, Boveda, with Boveda, without Boveda for 2 weeks, and then you just
Let us know.
test it. First is smell, and then unground flower, then ground flower, and then you smoke it. And it's like, I think 94% said it was better with Boveda. Like everybody. And we
Better
had some
with
really cool
Boveda.
videos of people who said it was like, fuck, they got me. So stuff like this. So it's really, really nice. So
Like,
that's
alright.
great. So it's out for you. Just try it. I mean, obviously I'm trying to sell it. That's my job. But just don't
It works too.
don't believe the salesman. Just try it, okay? Just try it and you see for yourself.
No, you know,
BOVEDA challenge.
right. There's something very weird psychologically, very strange psychologically going on here. Because that, like you just said, one of the problems with people is that they believe that they're doing it the right way and they're not willing to change. That's like the third time that you've said something that resonates with me during this whole interview. I'm like, he
Deep.
sounds like my girlfriend
Deep.
over here.
You can
Yeah,
start reciting it now.
I bill you
like-
later. That's fine.
No, yeah, you should.
You have your German shrink.
I should
Yes.
pay you for this.
Send me the quick
Yes,
books.
yes.
I don't need Freud. I have Benjamin.
Yeah, I can even put on a stronger German accent if this
Oh, wait.
helps.
Was
Yes.
Freud Sigmund Freud German?
He
might have been
I think he was
Swedish
Austrian,
or Austrian,
but
yeah.
I'm not sure.
So I elevated
please
you to
don't.
big status there.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
if you speak German.
We appreciate you so much.
Können das auch auf Deutsch machen.
we appreciate BOVEDA. We appreciate you. And people know how to get in touch with you.
Yes.
And do you have a LinkedIn? What's your LinkedIn profile?
Oh yeah, just if you look for my name, Benjamin Patock. Well, it's the difficult name. Just go for BOVEDA. P-A-T-O-C-K. Forget it. It's not about me. It's about BOVEDA. Okay, so just get in touch with anyone at BOVEDA, and if they feel that I would be a better person to talk to, they would just direct you to my
Nice.
direction.
Yeah, and definitely, you can definitely find BOVEDA at any cannabis conference or any cannabis-related store in the world. So,
Hopefully.
thank you very much for being here.
I
Save the
appreciate it.
terps.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.